Thank you for being a student mentor.
Thank you for having me on. My name is Kisch. I'm a 2021 WCHS grad, and the path I've chosen is to pursue for after high school is getting a degree in cybersecurity.
Great. Can you describe cybersecurity?
So, cybersecurity the basic definition is the practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks. So, it's mostly developing software around that idea for protection.
Great. Okay, and so you've set out that path. And Nick, how did you come to decide to pursue this path?
So starting about the 7th grade, I got involved with the robotics team, and throughout that, I was one of the lead programmers for the team. And I thought it was really interesting that I could just put a couple lines of code into this thing, and I could make this robot do all these movements and pick stuff up.
Right.
And then in high school, I was able to take some classes that really moved me in that direction.
Oh, could you explain that a little more?
Yeah, some of the classes that I took. So I know there's two programming classes. It's programming and then advanced programming. And then there was another class that I took, which was TSI, and that really helped me.
And what is TSI?
It's like a work at your own pace. You choose what kind. You get a certification of your choice.
Mm.
So I think in total there's about 4 or 5 certifications. It might have expanded since I was there. But I took it twice, so you can take it as many times as you want. I took it twice, and I got PC Pro, which is more focused on how to repair, maintain computers, and mostly that general idea.
Okay.
And then the second one I got was network security, and that more focused on managing networks, making sure they're protected against bad actors, and general networking like IP addresses and how to connect computers up.
That's great. So those are classes that when you were toward your junior and senior year of high school at Washington, you were able to enroll in those classes. They were offered by the school. You didn't have to go through another program to take these classes, not through ICC or an apprenticeship or anything like that.
No, both the programming classes and the TSI class are purely you just sign up like any other class at WCHS for those.
Right. Yeah. And you mentioned that you were able to work at your own pace in those classes. Or in that one particular TSI class, has that helped you at all since you've been out of high school on your own pace?
Yeah, I'd say definitely. Getting to work at your own pace during high school is definitely something new,
Right.
and definitely different. So I'd say that it was definitely a great experience getting to move into like college and into the work environment later on.
Great. And that's nice that you had experience right there in the school with, would you say it was almost like a little bit of an apprenticeship or job shadowing since you were able to watch things being repaired?
Yeah, I would say it was a little. It wasn't like, so it wasn't really job shadow. It was more on hand. Somebody just showed it to me. In TSI, it's a good point. I forgot to mention that half the class is based on you get to go around the school and repair Chromebooks, like the smart boards.
Sure. Great. So you did have some hands-on experience.
Yeah.
Right there on site. You didn't have to travel, and you got to do some troubleshooting for computers. Okay. So you kind of made this decision since you had some experience with some computers and some classes, and you thought, okay, I'm going to look into a path of maybe doing this for a living, making money at it. So how did you put your plan into action as a high schooler?
Well, so I had the thought of me going into a programmer cybersecurity job, or going further in that about sophomore year. I just wanted to take one of the programming classes just to see if I liked it or not. And I
Always
think
good.
just to see if you like something, it's always
Sure.
best just to take the class and just see.
Then make a whole career of it before you even know if you like it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you decided to put the plan in action. Did you apply to places? Have to look up where you can get this? Is it a certificate or a degree?
So what I'm taking right now is a degree.
Okay.
But originally I was just going to do computer science, which is offered at I think pretty much every college. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, so I wanted to really go into computer science, as I was leaning more towards I wanted to be like a web developer, a programmer, and that's like where you that's the degree that you would take to fill that position.
Sure. All right. So you looked at different places and where'd you end up?
So originally I was looking at a 4 year, but I was more save cost,
Hmm.
be around in town. And I thought it'd just be better to go to ICC first,
Okay.
as I've heard that. So for computer science, it is a hard degree, and I heard that taking ICC first would make it a little bit easier, as the classes there, as you know, the classes there are like 15 people per instead of 50.
Right.
So
Good
it'd be
point.
more one-on-one time with the professors. So I thought, all this adding up, it seems like ICC is going to be my option.
Okay. So you applied to get into ICC
Yeah.
and sticking close to home. So any other, sounds like you went a different path than staying at home.
Yeah. So I figured, since I was going to a 2 year in the middle of Illinois, it was for the trade-off for the easier classes that it's not as much fun for as a 4 year. So I decided to stay in the dorms there, um, just to meet new people. And I would recommend it to anybody that feels that they aren't getting enough people interaction through ICC. I've met people from all over the world. All of my neighbors are pretty much from different countries. It's a really cool experience.
Well, that's great. It's nice to hear it from someone local and relatively recent that's living in the dorms, because I know you people have to factor that in for the cost of schooling, but it probably again is a little bit more affordable than maybe dorms and housing at a 4-year college, and but still to give you that feel of kind of being away from home without being too far away. Well,
Yeah.
great. So you applied, you moved in, and then how has it been going for you so far working towards this? Yeah.
So far, so my first semester, I took most of my generals, and I say, for in a just to get a feel of the college, computer science degree, I
Hmm.
took just the basic programming class that is offered to everybody to start that
Sure.
degree process. And uh, through that class, I found uh, an intern or apprenticeship at
Mm.
Caterpillar, and it is so after that first semester, I changed. Or I got accepted. And I changed my degree path, so now I'm doing cybersecurity through that.
Oh, okay. So it was this apprenticeship that came about. You learned about that at school?
Yeah, one of the I'm pretty sure all computer science classes there will send out a flyer. It's every fall. They usually send out a flyer for internships and
I know it's
apprenticeships.
hard to say.
Yeah, and yeah, they'll put them out there. Depending on the teacher, will put them out there on uh, their Canvas board. That's like what Google Classroom is
Sure.
to us, is Canvas.
Is Canvas. So you were able to come across this, you found some information and you followed through, and now you have an apprenticeship,
Yeah,
which came it kind of fell in, well, it didn't fall in your lap. You probably had to do a little bit of work for that, but now you were accepted into that apprenticeship. And where is that leading you now on this path? You have
yeah.
an apprenticeship with Caterpillar.
Yeah, so just a little bit of background. It takes you have to submit an application and then 2 interviews,
Hmm.
and then now they'll pick. I think it's 4 people from either ICC and Heartland. It's split between those, so it could be 4 from IC, 4 from Heartland, or 2 from each.
And this was with Caterpillar?
Yeah, this is with Caterpillar. So I have my ICC classes. So I'm still at ICC. I'm doing the cybersecurity degrees through ICC, and all of my classes are completely online.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, for ICC, you could have them in person, but for after, it's recommended. After
Mm-hmm.
ICC, it's recommended for being online. Uh, but yeah, I work every week, every day. I'm full time. Uh, so it's full time during summer. It's like it's you work half as much during school, and then full time during depending on how many classes you take.
So can I recap this? So you are still going to ICC, but while you're doing that, you work for Caterpillar as an apprentice,
Yep.
and you go to Caterpillar during the day, and then and summer full time, and then you take your online classes in the fall and spring in the evening, so that you can work at Caterpillar. And what is this apprenticeship doing for you?
So in this apprenticeship program, I'm getting a hands-on experience of real world like examples of where uh of like the concepts that I learned in the class. I can take them and then I could put it into like a real project that Caterpillar's making. And
Great.
I feel like uh that experience is invaluable because just going into the class and then getting a homework and then like getting a homework assignment and then just doing it, it's completely different to say like getting a work project that
Hmm.
somebody out there will actually use.
Right.
Uh,
You're getting
so it
training for a career.
yeah, it takes the concepts that you learn to a whole nother level. Yeah,
Great. And so, yeah. And again, it won't be a path for everyone, but it's something to watch out for, because uh we have Caterpillar here locally near Washington, but somebody could travel other places and get these opportunities through different schools and different companies. But it's always good to be on a lookout for someone willing to pay you to work, and you're
yeah,
getting hands-on experience. That's great. So it's, sometimes difficult for high schoolers to get a part-time job that deals with computers and technology, a lot of times because of their age, and places during the school day. It's hard to work for them. Can you think of something that they could do? Either you mentioned the classes, but maybe outside of the classroom, to help them look closer at their choice of a career?
yeah. So that is one of the hard things about uh, programs
Computers.
to get like an actual or computer anything to do with computers or programming. It's definitely hard to get with a much larger company once you're when you're in high school. But
Mhm.
something that I did was I set up my own little company where I just go around and fix computers for people. So like if somebody had a virus, I would come in and help remedy that, or
So not just your grandparents?
not just my grandparents, yeah, actually neighbors and like my parents' friends.
Okay. Well,
And that
that's
was
great.
it was definitely a nice something to get a hands-on uh, experience of just fixing uh, things instead of just taking apart my own computer and then
Sure.
having it potentially break the next day.
Well, right. So you are really going to probably be a two-part interview, because you're not through your path, or you're really not very far out of high school, but your path has kind of led you already. Something came across your way, and you took that, and that's kind of branching you and leading you to different places. So we'd like to follow through with you to see how this apprenticeship goes. And I don't know if we made it clear in my questioning or in just description, the fact that you get paid.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it is a real job. So
And they pay for your classes, right?
yeah, uh, one of the
Good deal.
benefits of uh, being in the apprenticeship program is that they help pay for classes and books. So everything to do with that sorts for as at ICC.
And you're
They'll pay
making
for those
money an
things.
hourly wage, correct?
Yeah,
Wow, that's great. It's a nice setup that you have.
between ICC and this, it's definitely a time consumer, but I definitely still have time in my week.
And so far, you're not thinking of changing. You're pretty confident on this path you're heading down.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay,
yeah,
well,
it's
good.
definitely been a great. It's still a great opportunity. Every single day, I learn something new that if I
And
was just sitting in a classroom, I wouldn't learn. Uh,
right. And so companies such as Caterpillar, they're hoping that you stick around and work for them, and they could keep you in the area or they could move around. Are you hoping to stay, if that is presented, or do you have other things you want to do? This is just a little stepping stone for you.
oh yeah. Yeah. Hopefully after I Caterpillar can keep me. Uh,
You'd be okay with
uh,
that? Yeah.
yeah.
They don't seem to be going anywhere. They've been around for
Yeah.
a long time.
Uh,
That's
if a
great.
Fortune 500 company disappeared
Yeah.
out of nowhere, I think we'd have bigger problems. But
You are right. And so and anybody watching this interview should know that before we talk, we on camera we do talk beforehand. So there's lots more to Nick's story and path, but uh to wrap this up, would you is there something you could say to someone who might be getting ready to bridge their path from high school and into afterwards? Some advice that maybe where they're at right now and in high school, or if they're in high school, what you would recommend maybe?
yeah, definitely. If you're ever looking at IT, programming, cybersecurity, one thing that I've always found that they all have in common is that you will use a programming language. So either take like the Java class just to see how you like it, or uh, even better, just to start doing it in your free time. Just follow a YouTube tutorial.
Mm,
Uh, nothing, you don't have to do anything crazy. Just get a
yeah,
thing to say hello world, and
yes.
you're already halfway there. So
Great. And did you take advantage of like dual credits or some APs, dual credits, a strong start, the different, WCHS offers different things and other local high schools do too to kind of work uh, not only on your high school requirements and graduation credits, but to work ahead. Would you take advantage of that?
for sure, yeah. I remember when I came my first semester, I into ICC. I already done a whole semester through WCHS,
Oh,
and
great.
and there are two classes that I would definitely recommend to take is dual credit.
Mhm.
If you're looking to go to ICC, it's the composition classes for English.
Okay.
Those those were a lot nicer. Those are a lot nicer to take in high school than in ICC.
Right. But you still get ICC, you still get college credit, but it's just taken on the high school campus, not at college campus, and taught by a Washington teacher, not an ICC
Yeah,
staff member. Okay.
yeah. Those dual credit classes, it's you. I think yeah, you get GPA. Both of them count for your GPA for high school and your
In
college.
college. Well, that's great. So always a good thing if you know you're going, see if you can take something that's going to benefit. And did you think about you said take that English. Do you think about your strengths about English, math, science when you're going down that path? What did have you really had to have a strong suit in any other subjects?
So for cybersecurity, so if you're going to go for computer science,
Hmm.
it's definitely math focused. You'll take all levels of calc, and I think one class after that. But for the cybersecurity route, you still have to take math. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm currently not so for through ICC. You don't have to. You're not taking math at ICC. You're going to take math at your 4 year after.
Mm.
Uh,
Can you get
you could choose to take the math here, uh,
okay?
but generally there's a set classes that you have to take, and there's a lot of them. So usually
Right.
math is saved for after.
Okay. So another piece of advice is know your strengths
Yeah,
of math or writing English. If are you a good writer, depending upon the path, because look at what the course load is like and what subject heaviness it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely
And
won't be writing much.
n-
Cybersecurity.
not English language anyway, right?
Yeah,
So that's good to know. Always think about that before you get into it and realize, oh, I didn't realize it would be so much math. And then I know you did some outside things. You mentioned even starting as early as 7th grade. Anything else you did, extracurricular or just clubs or just to fill your time, hobbies that um, might have helped you get this path and even help you apply for that apprenticeship, which made you stand out to receive that apprenticeship?
Yeah, I'd say that there were two things. First, uh, getting my Eagle Scout definitely helped me uh, to progress to where I am.
Okay,
Uh,
could you real quick, Eagle Scout is the highest level, correct, of
yeah, the highest
Boy
level in
Scouts?
Boy Scouts.
Okay, that takes a lot, a lot of
Yeah,
work, is my
yeah,
understanding, right? So
yeah. It
you
takes
weren't afraid of
about
hard work. Okay,
yeah, it takes about 3 to 4 years. I've seen people get it done in about 2.5, but generally it's about 3 to 4 years. Uh, and
right,
there's lots of projects, lots of leadership, uh,
right.
things that you
But
learn in there.
to a future employer, that looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really does. So good for you. That's hard, and not a whole lot of people can say that they accomplished that. Well, Nick, we appreciate you talking to us, and I did want to see if you could reiterate. So, computer science is kind of like the gigantic bubble, and cyberspace is just a division of that. You could
Yeah.
go all different routes with computer science. There's different, so just kind of like if you go into the medical field, you wouldn't have to be just a doctor. There are certainly all certain routes you can go. Same with computer science.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. There's you can go more like security heavy and become like a security analyst, or you can go more programming heavy and become like a web developer, or even through this you can work in the cloud. There's
Hmm,
lots of opportunities with the computer science or a cybersecurity degree, and you're not just locked into one job. There's plenty of jobs out there
sure.
looking for a cybersecurity or a computer science degree.
All right. Well, we appreciate this, Nick, and I'm going to wrap this up with our recording, and we appreciate it. We hope to check back with you and continued success to you. Thank you.
Thank you.